And welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Let's begin with the headlines. Nigeria and Japan partner on $238 million power grid expansion. $3,500 women are empowered in the Southwest as First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flags off SDG Renewed Hope initiative. And Nigerian troops repel terrorist attacks in Borno and Yobe states, kill over 20 insurgents. Nigeria is deepening collaboration with Japan to build strategic partnerships and mobilize funding for upgrade and expansion of power transmission infrastructure in the country. This is coming as the Federal Executive Council recently approved counterparts funding of 19 billion naira to catalyze loan funding of $238 million from the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. The loan funding will support the expansion of the national grid with construction of more than 200 kilometers of new double-circuit transmission lines and substations. Already, 3 substations funded by JICA through a $32 million grant are set for inauguration in Apo, FCT, Kefi in Nasarawa State, and the Apapa area of Lagos State, expected to strengthen supply reliability. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu says, in addition, Nigeria is advancing a $190 million renewable energy loan facility supported by JICA to scale up distributed renewable energy solutions across communities in the country. The federal government expresses its appreciation to JICA and the Japanese government for the long-standing support to Nigeria's power sector, recognizing JICA as a reliable partner in advancing the country's energy transition and expanding access to reliable, affordable, and sustainable electricity. The Office of the Sustainable Development Goals, in partnership with the Renewed Hope Initiative, has presented empowerment items to about 3,500 women in the Southwest Zone. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flagged off the exercise for the region with the empowerment of 1,000 beneficiaries in Lagos State. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
Sustainable Development Goals 1, 5 and 8 are all in focus as the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, in partnership with Renewed Hope Initiative and matching support from the state government, lined up empowerment items including deep chest freezers, gas cookers with oven, industrial grinding machines, and generating sets as objects of hope to be distributed to 1,000 beneficiaries in the state. Handing out the items to the beneficiaries, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu says women must be given necessary tools and resources needed to build businesses and contribute to national prosperity.
The empowerment of women in all spheres of life is central to achieving the SDGs, especially SDG 5 on achieving gender equality and empower all women and girls, and SDG 8 on decent work and economic growth. This program aligns with the Renewed Hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, which prioritizes inclusivity, economic growth, and sustainable development to all Nigerians, particularly women's economic empowerment. So the beneficiaries of this empowerment program, let these items serve as a foundation for creating a better life for yourselves and your families.
It's far more than the distribution of support. It is sowing the seed that will grow into forests of possibility. We will equally ensure that this initiative is supported with structures to help that through this skills development, mentorship program will push and the leakages will be wider, will create a wider opportunity.
Beyond empowerment, The intervention is about unlocking potential and creating room for women to thrive.
By providing women with access to resources, skills, and opportunity, they can become economically self-reliant, contributing to the development of their household and influence decision-making within their communities.
The intervention, which held simultaneously in all the 6 states in the Southwest Zone, targets a total of 18,500 women across the country, 500 each from the states. In Lagos, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the story of empowerment in Lagos State continues with the inauguration of an industrial leather hub by Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, at the Maturi International Industrial Estate. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo again reports that the old gave way to the new when the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, renamed the hub after the First Lady at the event.
Conceived by the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration in year 2020, the now Senator Oluremi Tinubu Industrial Leather Hub is a response to the yearning for a thriving leatherwork ecosystem with a well-integrated value chain. Amen. Unveiling the project, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu commended the state government for the progressive initiative targeted at job creation and productivity.
By investing in this hub, the Lagos State government has once again demonstrated its commitment to job creation, productivity, and sustainable economic development. I say well done. Leatherwork is a traditional craft that has stood the test of time. I am informed that this hub will serve as a center for leather processing, footwear production, and specialized training.
She applauded the potential of the leather hub to enable artisans add greater value to their craft and compete confidently in both local and international markets.
I urge all those who will utilize this facility, artisans, entrepreneurs, and our vibrant youth, to take full advantage of the opportunities it offers. Dedicate yourselves to excellence, hard work, embrace continuous learning, and position your products to compete in the global market. As we unveil this hub today, let us use it as a beacon of possibilities, a symbol of how government and citizens can work together to turn challenges into opportunities.
I'll be naming this hub as Senator Oluremi Industrial Leather Hub.
For Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the project represents a gateway to global competitiveness and a testimony to the partnership between the federal and state governments.
We will deepen the leather ecosystem by linking this hub to our fashion district. It will ensure that it has e-commerce capability platform and also have internodal transportation facility.
It's an opportunity for all of us to encourage our youth to be independent and industrial.
10,000 direct and indirect jobs are expected to be generated by the hub in the next 3 years, while providing training and other support to leather workers. In Lagos, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Now, governors selected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have reaffirmed their commitment to repositioning the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. This forms part of major outcomes of the Governors' Forum held in Gusau, Zamfara State. Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
These are the governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, holding their forums meeting for the first time in Zamfara State. The meeting held at the Government House, Gusau, largely deliberated on party affairs and some national issues. Bauchi State Governor and Chairman of the Forum, Senator Bala Mohammed, read the communique after the meeting.
The Forum reaffirmed its full commitment to the resolution of the 101st National NEC meeting of July 25th regarding the November 15th National Convention. It urges members to resist all attempts to derail the convention by anti-party forces, but to see the PDP as the only democratic institution and viable alternative for restoring Nigeria along the path of good governance and national development.
The forum also expresses its stand on issues of national security.
The forum particularly commends initiatives by the government of Zamfara State in significantly curbing insecurity within the state, but condemns the continued monstrous killings in Katsina, Plateau, Niger, Benue State and other parts of the country, and calls on the federal government to be more responsible to the protection of lives and property of our dear citizenry.
The meeting was attended by governors of Bauchi, Zamfara, Taraba, Adamawa, Oshun, Bayelsa in Oyo states, the PDP acting national chairman, the forum's director general, and some members of the party board of trustees were also in attendance. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
In the meantime, the indigenous people of north-central Nigeria, under the aegis of the North-Central Renaissance movements, have appealed to major political parties to consider zoning the 2027 presidential ticket to the geopolitical zone. The stakeholders, who cut across the academics, professional careers and industries, said the zone has a high concentration of human and material resources to offer transformational leadership, and decried the several decades of setback in its efforts to steer the ship of Nigeria under civil administration since independence.
We, the North Central Renaissance Movement, NCRM, gathered to deliberate on the future of our zone and Nigeria, hereby issue this communique to express our unwavering demand for presidential tickets from major political parties in Nigeria. The North Central Renaissance Movement, NCRM, has issued a strong and resolute statement before this moment and on several other occasions, demanding presidential tickets from major political parties in Nigeria.
The stakeholders said the zone has contributed immensely in areas of infrastructure developments and revenue generation of the country, and called for the opportunity to serve Nigeria at the echelons. Sultan of Sokoto and President General Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs Mohammed Saad Abubakar has declared Monday, 25th August 2025, as the first day of Rabi'ul Awwal 1447 after Hijrah. The declaration was contained in a statement signed by the chairman of the Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Professor Sambo Wali Junedu, the Waziri Sokoto. He says the decision followed reports from the Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs in conjunction with the National Moon Sighting Committee, which confirmed that no sighting of the new crescent was received from moon sighting committees across the country on Saturday, 23rd August 2025, corresponding to 29 Safar 1447 after Hijrah. It explained that Sunday, 24th August 2025 would therefore be the 30th day of Safar, thereby making Monday the first day of Rabi'ul Awwal 1447 after Hijrah. This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us.
Covenant is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads. News. This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. Let's talk security now. And troops of Operation Hadinkai have recorded major breakthroughs in ongoing counter-terrorism operations across Borno and Yobe states, killing scores of Boko Haram and ISWAP fighters. The coordinated offensives, which spanned multiple locations, led to the recovery of weapons, ammunition and motorcycles used by the insurgents. On August 22nd, troops of the 21 Special Armored Brigade repelled a large-scale night attack on their forward operating base in Kumshi, Borno State. With support from Nigerian Air Force platforms, the assault was decisively countered, resulting in heavy casualties among the attackers. Subsequent clearance operations uncovered over 20 corpses, some dismembered, and weapons buried hastily in shallow graves. That same day, troops of Sector 1 engaged insurgents near Dipshari, close to Banki Junction in Bama local government area. Following a fierce gunfight, several terrorists were killed and military forces recovered a rocket-propelled grenade tube, AK-47 rifles, ammunition, and 2 motorcycles. The operation severely disrupted enemy movements and logistics in the region. Continuing the momentum, Sector 2 troops, alongside the Civilian Joint Task Force, carried out a long-range tactical operation around Ndoska near Bunigari, Yobe State on August 23rd. The raid resulted in additional enemy casualties and the recovery of more weapons and motorcycles. The military high command has commended the troops for their bravery and urged them to sustain the pressure on insurgent networks. Well, adaptability to evolving diverse threats like conventional warfare, insurgency and cyber crimes requires broad set skills. This is the hallmark of the 5-day inter-brigade proficiency combat competition by the 4 Special Forces Command of the Nigerian Army, approved by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede. Charles Abba reports that the Army boss was represented at the event.
The Nigerian Army plays a crucial role in addressing emerging security challenges like Boko Haram, banditry, and cyber threats in the country. In order to effectively tackle security issues, the Chief of Army Staff has continued to ensure regular training and combatant simulations for officers and men of the force. The 2025 5 days inter-brigade proficiency combat competition by the 4 Special Forces Command is one of the trainings aimed at defining obstacles preparatory to tackling multifaceted security upheavals. The exercise, which started in Doma and rounded off at the obstacle course of the command in Makudi, saw the 401 Special Forces Brigade emerged as the overall winner of the competition. Commander Operation Wellstroke, Major General Moses Gara, was the special guest of honor at the event.
I believe the 4 Special Forces Command will continue to pursue its training schedules to perfect current tactics, techniques, and procedures, and acquire new ones in line with the Chief of Army Staff's command philosophy.
Outstanding participants might home with awards. Charles Abba, NTA News.
Elsewhere, a team from the Center for Strategic Research and Studies under the National Defense College is partnering UN Women to raise awareness of women at the military barracks to provoke positive action in the fight against gender-based violence, especially rape. Tope Alabi reports that the team launched a Break the Silence campaign at some of the military barracks in Abuja, including Ushafa, Mambila and Mogadishu, among others.
Nigerian women suffer violence from home, workplace and community. These women are mothers, daughters, sisters and wives who endure daily suffering because abuse and exploitation are often not reported. And with passing days, they are implicitly told that their suffering doesn't matter and their rights disregarded. FIDA Nigeria 2024 statistics showed that nearly 1 in 3 aged 15 to 49 women has experienced violence. And for this team from the Center for Strategic Research and Studies under the National Defense College, safe spaces and stronger communities are needed to break silence and end abuse.
A 4-year-old child, her mother sent her out to get something within the barracks, and she was raped to the extent that she had to be stitched. And till now, nothing has been done about it. They couldn't identify the perpetrators.
There's a lot of things going on now, and it's time to break the culture of silence. People need to speak out. Yes, rape is real and it is not right.
We are going to do our best. And anytime that we see our children with uncles or some even aunties, the way that they rape our children, now people that they keep quiet. But now we will not keep quiet. Anytime that we see such thing, we are going to talk it out.
These awareness at some military barracks in Abuja, including Ushafa, Mambila, Mogadishu, among others, is a reminder of the shared responsibility to be the change and protect others.
I am happy for this program, that God used people to organize this program for our children, for the adults, to train them when anybody has them to do the wrong thing. With this lecture, they can be able to cope.
Because of the way we live in the barracks, it will enable our children to learn more concerning sexual abuse. And we're encouraging the institutions to see how we can equip an office, specifically for sexual and gender abuse, so that these cases can be reported and perpetrators can also be brought to justice.
For the group, the message is for everyone to be on the same page in the fight against sexual abuse. In Abuja, Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
It is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here's a recap of our top stories. Nigeria and Japan partner on $238 million power grid expansion. "3,500 women are empowered in Southwest as First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flags off SDG Renewed Hope Initiative. And Nigerian troops have repelled terrorist attacks in Borno and Yobe states, killing over 20 insurgents. President Bola Tinubu condoles with the family, friends and associates of Colonel Mohammed Manna, retired, a former military administrator of Plateau State and one-time senator, who passed away in the early hours of Saturday in Abuja. The All Progressives Congress chieftain represented Adamawa North in the Senate between 2007 and 2011. President Tinubu describes Manna as a distinguished patriot and officer gentleman who gave much to his fatherland in and out of uniform. The president lauds his commitment to the common good and a better society, saying his counsel and leadership would be sorely missed. The president commiserates with the people and governments of Adamawa State and members of the APC family in Adamawa who benefited from Senator Manna's wisdom. He was chairman of the party's Reconciliation Committee until his death. And President Bola Tinubu joins the management and staff of the Nation newspaper in mourning the passing of the assistant editor, Miss Evelyn Osagye. Osagye died at the age of 49 after a brief illness. President Tinubu describes her death at the tender age of 49 as a sad and heartbreaking, recalling that the late Osagye was one of the nation's most talented, creative and hard-working correspondents. The late Osagye specialized in art and culture reporting and wrote extensively on women issues. President Tinubu described the late Osagye as a consummate poet in written and spoken forms with widespread influence and contacts in literary and cultural circles, noting that the late Osagye distinguished herself in the various fields she traversed. The president praised for the peaceful repose of her soul and for the strength of her family, the management of the Nation newspaper, and all her professional colleagues. And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.